Some coffee. Bam. Venti iced coffee. Not nitro. Nitro machine was down or something. It's all good. Still good stuff. Venti iced coffee. It's supposed to have an extra shot. I'm not seeing it. It's not on the label. It's all good. I don't need an extra shot because I got a whole other extra energy drink. Shout out to Alani New. So one question I had, let me refresh this page. This is Hacktoberfest. We're going to do some open source contributions today. Thanks for joining. So here, this says, okay, I was about to ask, why is it still in progress? Because it's already been merged. Let's see. So I've got one merged. These are some of the things we're going to work on today. In the future, I'm going to finish the GitHub sponsorship. It's not done yet, but you'll be able to sponsor me as a contributor if you want in the future. Keep an eye out for that. So we're going to do this guy. Boom. So I'm going to work on this. Refresh this guy. This is on Reveal.js. It hasn't actually been approved yet, so I may or may not try and do that. I'm going to try and do that. I'm not sure how I'll prioritize it. Okay, and you can see this one was already merged. Pull requests, one closed. This guy was merged. So this was merged, and that's part of the reason I was confused why this said that this is in progress. Are currently in the standard 14-day review period. If they follow the values of Hacktoberfest, they'll move to completed once this period passes for each PR. So that's kind of cool. So I guess it's just a waiting period. We're going to try and get, yeah, and there it is. See, we're going to knock 3 or 4 of these out today. If you're interested in contributing to Hacktoberfest, so for me, I just have some things that I know I'm working on because like I'm always working on open source, but I realize that's not the situation for most people, right? So let's say you're like, hey, John, I want to do Hacktoberfest, but I don't know where to begin. The first thing I would say is you can come contribute to my repository right here. So pull requests are welcome. There's only 5 issues, but basically this is curriculum development. So I'm working on a curriculum for front-end developer, but if you want to contribute curriculum to a back-end developer or mobile developer or DevOps, any of those would all be welcome. So you can contribute that here. The other thing you can do is this pull request relay, pullrequestroulay.com. Ironically enough, if you look, the style on the right-hand side of the page is goofed up. So ironically enough, this application itself could probably use a pull request. That being said, you can also just refresh the page and notice B.A. Reinhardt is up at the top right now. Bam. Well, it's supposed to mix it, but it doesn't seem to be mixing it. Okay. So that's weird. I guess it doesn't really randomize on refresh. But like, here's some pull requests that you can do. You can also go to the Hacktoberfest official website, and under resources, they will list somewhere on here. Yeah, maintainers. Hold on. I'm not sure if it's maintainers or, let's see. Resources for beginners. Yep, here you go. These are basically how you can find some tasks, and pull request relay is one of those that I just mentioned. I found a problem with the Hacktoberfest website. I actually found 2 different problems with the Hacktoberfest website. So but you can't, it's not open source, and I thought that was ironic. The Hacktoberfest website is not open source because I was going to pull request the Hacktoberfest website, but I had to end up tweeting them. But then they were like, "Thanks," so that was cool, I guess. All right, so I'm going to move this guy over to the left, and we're going to get crack-a-lackin'. This and this are the same, so I'll close this one and have this on the far right, so it's like our current working tab. Oh, this is the other thing you can do. Just go to GitHub and look for the hashtag Hacktoberfest. You'll find a bunch of places you can contribute. A bunch of these are really cool. But I already have mine, so I'm going to close that for now. Close this for now. This is like my local host. I'm not sure. It's not actually running, so I'll close that. We'll get localhost running here in a minute. Okay, so now I've collapsed a few. That's great. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you want. Bam! We're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, and TikTok. We're streaming to all these places right now. And if you subscribe to me on YouTube, you will always see the streams. I do programming and games. You can see combination. That's what I do. So yeah, with that out of the way, I'll close that. These are just some videos I was watching. I can close all that. Stripe I don't need. Blitz.js docs, I'll keep one of these open because we're going to be working on Blitz.js, but I don't need all these open. We might work on Supabase, but not currently working on it. Cool, so I'll float that over here. And so let's get started. So the first thing you do, let's say I'm contributing to Blitz. The first thing I do is I want to fork it. Because then we don't want to be able to push code, and I can't push code to their repository. So you see forked from Blitz.js, and now I have Vanderveer Blitz. So Blitz.js, we would call that the upstream, or yeah. And then Vanderveer Blitz is going to be my remote, as opposed to my local. Remote just means not local. It's like some other server somewhere remote, in a remote location. So this GitHub has the Vanderveer Blitz remote. I need to clone it to get a local copy. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do HTTPS, copy that on my clipboard. If you've never set up GitHub, you need to have a GitHub account. If you've like set up GitHub but you've never cloned or something, you're going to have to go over to settings and SSH and GPG keys and set up an SSH key. I've already done that, so I'm going to skip that. And then you would also want to install Git, of course. So here's Git. It's on Windows and Mac and Linux. So I'm not really doing a tutorial on how to like set up that stuff, but those are the steps that you would need. And now we got VS Code loading up right here. Let's see if I have anyone in the chat yet. You're under Apex Legends. Yeah, I know. I told, I tweeted Restream because it's a problem with Restream. And I tweeted Restream and I was like, hey, this is a problem. Let's see when I told them. Yeah, I think it was just yesterday, right? Today is the 5th. Yeah, see, I told Restream, I notice if I play a game, then switch to coding, then Twitch and Facebook still say I'm playing the last game from Steam. So sorry about that. I'm trying to get that worked on, but can't fix it right now. Okay. Because they're not open source. If they were open source, maybe I would be fixing it for them. So you can see in my directory, I'm in workspace GitHub laterally slides. So I'm going to cd up a directory, ls, make sure I am where I want to be, but basically I know I am. These are all my different repositories. So I'm going to git clone the string that was on my clipboard, and that is just to clone my Blitz repository. Sheesh, look at this one. So good, so good. Can y'all see that? Cool, so we got it cloned out. It's always weird to me when it's like 100% done and then it's like acting like it's not done. It's like, I don't think your 100% means what you think it means. Oh, checking out files. Okay, I think that's maybe the last step. Sheesh. Next thing we're going to do once that's done cloning, we're going to add the folder right here. What's the dealio? Come on, internet. I know you're faster than this. I wonder what my down speed is right now. Yeah, it's like definitely over 50, so. Okay, there it goes. Weird. Okay, there it is. Get 'em 20 join. Thanks for joining. How's it going? We're going to see into Blitz. Bam. If you don't know what Blitz is a framework on top of Next.js, which is a framework on top of React. So this is all web development world. The full stack React framework, and I'm a big fan of it. How do I decide that I want to work on Blitz? It's because I use Blitz. So I just use it, and that's like basically I contribute to the tools that I actually use, and then I like actually find, hey, this is missing, this is needed. So I went over there and I contributed this issue. I'm actually fixing an issue that I suggested, and then they approved. Let's see where it went. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I need to go back to have one more tab. UUID, bam. So I suggested this ID because it was a thing that I was doing and I noticed it was missing. You see FutureCast, so this is related to, I was developing this thing called FutureCaster right here. You know, stick around my channel and like watch a different stream. I'm not working on this today, but you can see me work on it some other time. Here's your fortune for today. Drink a potion and get in motion, baby. Randomly generated fortune for you. Okay. So that's how I've gotten familiar with Blitz and how I came to know about this issue because I actually suggested it and then they approved it. And so now I'm working on it. So this is the creator of Blitz, Brandon Bayer, and he suggested this file is where my change would go. Cool. So I'm going to Control P, Control V. Okay, no matching results because I didn't add the folder yet. So let me right click, add folder to workspace, Blitz. Just click it once. If you double click it, it'll go into the folder. It's not what we want. Okay, so we clicked it once. It takes a little bit for VS Code to index the new files. Yeah. Okay, there it is. So yeah, otherwise I could just like click around down here, but that pulled it right up. Cool. So these cannot find module or it's okay. So it can't find the module because I didn't install. So I just need to npmi, I think. Is this where the package JSON is? Blitz. Nope, Blitz. Package. There it is. And then packages, Blitz packages generator. Generator has its own package JSON, so let's go check that out. So this is cd packages. Packages generator. And I can see the package JSON right here. So whenever I run npmi, it's going to install by reading that file in the current directory. So some projects will have like multiple package JSONs and some won't. So that's what I was checking. This one does have multiple because it's like a group of packages actually. So like the Blitz repository is a monorepo that has multiple packages under it. So that's what we were checking, and that's why we are installing this particular directory, not the whole shenanigans. You don't want the whole shenanigans. Feel me? It's got some uncommitted changes over here. Oh yeah, I'll deal with that some other time. Cool, done installing there. So I should be able to, like, this error should go away now. Import log from Blitz display. Okay, let's check this package JSON. This was installed. Looking through all of these, this is what we just installed. And what I'm looking for is this package in particular. Control F, it's right there. So this was just installed. I can also cd my node modules, look through here, I'll ls pipe grep that string on my clipboard. It's not to be found, it's not there. What if I just look for Blitz.js? Here's at Blitz.js. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, it has an at. Cool, so let me cd in there at Blitz. And then I can see I have config, core, display, and server. So display is right here. So let me just close this file and open it again. Sometimes if it was like erroring when I first went in there and then it had no reason to reload, that could be why the error is showing up. So here I am with the package. So this package lock is new. Oh, they're yarning over here. That could be another thing as well. Package lock is not committed. That feels like a party foul, y'all. What about at the top level? Package JSON, no package lock. Let me just check with him. It could be like for intentionally for some reason he doesn't want them. This is Blitz lock. Okay, here's a yarn.lock. I just missed it. Okay, so the top level folder has a yarn.lock. Blitz yarn lock. So there's only one. So let me remove this file. And then I'm going to, instead of npmi, I'm just going to yarn, which is the yarn equivalent of npmi. So we're going to try that and see if it generates a yarn lock file. Yarn might go to the top of the repository and read the same lock file, or it might not. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If it generates a new one, I'll probably commit it, or at least ask Brandon if he wants me to commit it. Because in general, you do want to commit lock files. And so that's why it's a little sus that the lock file doesn't exist at the lower level. But it does exist at the top level. So maybe Yarn will just reuse it, and then I won't need to check any in because it won't even be generated. In the meantime, let's look at our package JSON, check out these scripts. So there's a yarn dev, which might be what I'm messing with. Yarn test, we're definitely going to make sure our tests are passing. Most, if not all, changes will happen in this file. Let's open that guy back up. Bam, bam. And so what we are doing is we're wanting to enable a new field type, basically. So if I scroll to the top, main text string UUID. So string is here, so field type. And are they capitalized? I feel like I remember doing lowercase. Let's go check Blitz.js documentation. And the question is, whenever we're generating, generate, Blitz generate. Here's the type, and the type names are lowercase. Generate all project. These are all lowercase. Okay. However, these are not the same thing. The model, that's what I'm talking about. So field name belongs to user. So again, lowercase. Here, these are all lowercase. String, boolean, int, float, datetime, JSON. And that's camel, actually. Okay, so that's an important note. So these are capitalized or title cased or Pascal cased, but at use time, they are camel cased. It's a little bit weird to me. Built-in generators. Here's UUID. Attribute match. Here's attribute default value test. Okay, so this is the default value test. It seems to me like it's saying that these are supported. Okay, no. It's not saying that these are all definitely supported. It's just saying if it's not in there, it's definitely not supported. Because this is just looking for word characters. So like if there's a number in it, that's problematic. I don't know how I got into that weird mode. Let me close that and open that again. Okay. Field args. Field type string. I just hate to string like that, you know? But I'm expecting it to be, at some point, I'm expecting it to be either title cased or uppercased or downcased because it doesn't look like what the user runs. So I guess my question is, where is what the user runs? So what the user runs is Blitz generate model, field name, colon, type, colon, attribute. So I'm looking under generators because I'm expecting generate model. So let's look for model. Here's model. Here's the model generator. Okay, this makes sense. So the user is somehow invoking this. Where are the arguments? And so I'm imagining that these field arguments, we're going to, not assume it. We're just going to hypothesize and check, guess and check. But I'm imagining that these are the arguments passed via the command line to here. So field name, type, and attribute should be field args if this holds up. So field name is definitely used here, but that doesn't prove it. I want it to see as a field arg. And I don't see field name. I don't see field name right here. What about type and attribute? Type is here, and I don't see attribute. Okay. Okay. Type is here. That's a good step. So type is referring to string or whatever, but they have been case changed. The case has been changed. So where does that happen? So these field args are getting manipulated somewhere. That's what I need to find. Here's a constructor. Is this whole thing just a giant export? Okay. So this whole thing is a giant export, which is totally fine. It's a way to organize your code. I love organized code. This is one way to do it. So this whole thing is a field, and we are looking for the constructor. Constructor. So here's the constructor. Okay. And what do you construct it with is name and options. Okay, so I'm thinking that name is field name, and that's why we couldn't find field name, because it's been manipulated. In this case, the manipulation was the renaming of the key or the argument or the property from field name to just name. So this dot name is name. Totally makes sense. So this would be the field name. Well, because the whole entity is the field and the property is name, therefore, in total, it is a field name. That makes perfect sense. So it's like a composite key. It's perfect sense. Perfect sense that it would be called name at this time. So we do have name and we do have type. What we seem to be missing around here anyway is attribute. Let's control F and look for attribute. So here is attributes. Get ID, get is unique, get default, get relation. AST attribute, we're dealing with an AST. This is some advanced stuff. This is not beginner friendly. But good thing is I know how ASTs work, so no problemo. I don't know why all this stuff is erroring in red. Property group is missing in the type. Wow. Maybe this is another thing they need to fix. Property group is missing in type. So if you're new to open source, you might be tempted to just fix this and include it with your pull request, but that's a bad idea for a bunch of reasons. The right thing to do, the right thing to do is fix the minimal assignment that you have and then open another issue for the other stuff. And make sure they actually want it fixed. So I'm going to delete this comma, control save, it brings back the comma. I was just testing that prettier is working. It is working. So I'm going to create this as a new issue. And maybe they'll want me to fix it, but that's a different scope. It's a different issue. And so we don't want this, let's say I pull request it, we don't want this pull request to get blocked if they're like, hey, I can't replicate that, or it was intentional, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to do a bug report here. And this will be field.ts type errors. As a developer, I noticed some type errors in this file. Image below, but here's one error text snippet. Okay, and I'm just going to literally drop the whole image right there. Bam! Paste all your error logs here. Just going to say so steps was fresh clone on Octfifth yarn open get this file path, copy, 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 copy. Open Blitz, and I'll change this to be Unix-like because it's doing the Windows thing. See some red stuffs. Okay, and let's do Blitz V. So they might tell me that the problem is that my global and my local blitz are are not aligned. But I never ran a blitz command. This is not a blitz command error, so. Yarn within Blitz packages generator. And it did not make the lock file, so that our question about that is resolved. I did not yarn at top of repo. Preview that, make sure it looks good. I think this looks good. Cool, so we'll submit that. Looks good. Cool. So maybe that would be another another thing to work on, but we're not going to deal with that right now. Laterally slides. So we're not going to deal with it right now, so let's slide it to the left. Bam. And I should be just working on whatever's on the far right. So this branch is even. Let me go and just mention to them that I'm even with Canary. So we'll edit. When I say fresh, there. Just specify this branch is even with Canary. Cool. So we're back over here. So I think we can just basically ignore them for now, especially if it works. If something fails to compile, that'll be a different story. Let me also just make sure my tests are working out of the box. So yarn test. Want to make sure. The problem is if later, if we run some tests and they fail, then it's going to be like, what change did I do that made them fail? Or did any change that I do made them fail? Well, here we can see 5 of them are failing and I haven't even written any code. Okay. Failed to run, cannot find module. So let's do this. Let's go up to the top. I'm suspecting that I need to yarn up here. Let me also go into packages and make sure there's no package JSON here. Okay. So here I'm going to yarn. So I went up to the top and yarned and everything is up to date, it says. So now we'll go back into packages, go back into generator, right? That's where we're at, ls. Let's yarn test one more time, see if anything changed. Nope, still got 5 failed. Oh, this is weird. 5 test suites failed, 2 passed. But 26 tests passed. So the test suite failed without the test failing? Is that what I'm understanding? Let's open this up. Cannot find module. Page generator test. How you doing?
Dropped him off. He seemed happy.
Good.
He did really good at the demo, so I was super proud of him.
Nice. Cannot find module Blitz.js display from source generator TS. cannot find module Blitz.js display from test generators. Could just be a missing mock, maybe. Cannot find module Blitz.js display. Let's Google this. See, we're trying to mock it, and it's like, yeah, I think this shouldn't be here. So I'm going to create another issue. Cool. All right, Blitz. Either I'm off my rocker or y'all got a bunch of stuff to fix. New issue, bug report, 0.40 canary Blitz generator tests failing. What is the problem? Fresh install of 0.40 fails unit tests in the generator subpackage. Okay, paste all your error logs here. Cool. Paste all relevant code snippets here. Wait, now that red marker went away. Yeah. I suspect a bad import, else I'm confused why we import bin stub. Here's spawn, here's app generator, mock cross spawn. Okay, so that is mocking. We're mocking spawn. Okay, so we're mocking this. Okay, so I don't think that's it. I think that's just the pattern you follow. You import it, and then you mock it to kind of override it, I guess. Cannot find module yarn. Cannot find module. Let me just go, like, I feel like I already did this, but let me just check again. Generators package. Okay, Blitz generators package. And display. Blitz.js display is right here. Yarn one more time. Yeah. So it's like not detecting. It's like not detecting Blitz.js display. my unit test process seems unable to access the below import, although I've confirmed it's in the package JSON and in my node modules. Cool, and we will do a little delay on this, 2-second delay, bam. So I can get the hover, got the hover, catch that, and just drop the image, boom. What are the detailed steps to reproduce this? Clone fresh 0.40 canary yarn in the folder and also at repo top. Yarn test within okay, this is not quite the same. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, it is. Generator test failing. Yeah. Right. Blitz-v. I hope they don't just end up telling me like, hey, your Blitz is out of date and that's why all the bad things are happening. That'd be so annoying. Cool, let's review this. What's the problem? Fresh install of 0.40 fails unit test in the generator sub package. My unit test process seems unable to access the below import, although I've confirmed it's in the package JSON in my node and in my node modules. Let's do this. Let me specifically uninstall and reinstall that package. Yarn remove. What's up, Josh? Thanks for joining. Black Hole 493 joined. What's up? What's up, Black Hole? Sure is a slow removal, isn't it? Bam. So remove that one line, and then we're just going to add it right back. And the theory here is that basically, like the yarn install, something went wrong, so we're just going to try and remove it and then add it again. Kind of crazy to me that removing one package is triggering all the things. Right? Sometimes it'd be like that, though.